Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Khira and I am a young adult DIY sewer on IamKhiraMomodu.com. Today I just wanted to come to you all very organically. I'm sitting in front of a camera, I'm sitting in front of my backdrop, filming on my iPhone. Hopefully I'm in the shot and using a tripod in a very non-traditional way. But I just wanted to come on and tell you all about my sewing story. Some of you all might know, but if you're new to my channel, you will not know my sewing story. So I wanted to come and just film a very easy video for anybody to find out my sewing story. And so that's pretty much it. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe right here, right here, right here, right here. And if you'd like, give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started. When I think about my sewing story, I think about a lot of things. How random I got into this hobby and how much it's taken over my life, pretty much. I started sewing very untraditionally. I started sewing because of a show, a very old show called That's So Raven. And at the time I was in 3rd or 4th grade when I piqued an interest in sewing. And I asked my mom for a sewing machine. I was really obsessed with it. I remember my sister being like, oh, well, you just want to sew because of That's So Raven. And I think I said no, but now to my knowledge, I think it really was the reason why I started sewing. But anyways, my mom did buy me my first sewing machine. And as you can see, it wasn't the best sewing machine. I think she just found it on QVC. And I did not know how to work it. Till this day, don't know how to work it. Wanted to figure out if I can work it now, but I couldn't find the bobbin. Even though I probably could use just any type of bobbin, but I still didn't. And yeah, I didn't know how to thread the whole machine, all of that stuff. So from there, my mom decided to enroll me in classes at Joann Fabric. And before then, I don't think I ever heard of a Joann Fabrics until I took classes. And in between that point of me taking classes and me getting my first sewing machine, I did get another one, and that was a Viking machine. I've only ever used my own Viking machine, so Vikings are very near and dear to my heart. I don't remember the name of my first sewing machine, but if I do find it, I will highlight it on the screen somewhere. And basically in my sewing courses, we learned how to sew from scratch. We used paper to sew straight lines, and I just know that I was pretty good at sewing straight lines. Like, I was really happy with me following the lines in the maze and just doing the very traditional learning how to sew things. My first sewing project, I believe, was a skirt. That's what I'm claiming it to be, and it was just a very simple denim skirt, 2 seams or 3 seams, and that was it. I don't think we used a pattern. I think we kind of drafted it ourselves, and I was really happy with the finish of that skirt. My first thing, I was super excited. I was like, yeah. But I think I wore it once or twice, maybe, if that. And one of the reasons why I didn't wear it very often is because I didn't do a very good job placing the trim on it. And I think, to my knowledge, I added the trim after the class, so rather than wanting to take my time, I just wanted to get it done with so it can look cuter and I could take it, just wear it out and it looked cute, and I'd be like, oh yes, I made it. But I ended up doing a very crooked job with it, so I didn't wear it out that often because it wasn't looking that cute, and I don't think I wanted to seam rip. So yeah. Some other projects that I remember doing when I was younger is, what did we do? We made denim jean bags, and I just remember being super excited about making these denim jean bags because all I remember from the instructor is telling us that we need to cut 2 inches from the crotch, and then we had to seam rip the crotch area and then sew across it, add the handle, and then we're good. And I just remember telling my mom and my aunt about it and showing off, like, this is what I made in class, and going home and making many different versions of that same thing. I made the clutch, I made so many different versions. I can't even think of them all right now, but it was a lot of fun. We also did so much, even in class. I remember in, was it fourth? It was either fourth or fifth grade. We had a project on, I think we could pick any subject that we wanted and write a report on it. And I decided to write my report on sewing. And I talked about the past and the present of sewing. One of the things that I got to work on that project was just doing like some hand embroidery. At the time I didn't have an embroidery machine, so hand embroidery was the best bet, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun learning more about the history of sewing, and it was just fun enlightening my classmates about sewing. Even though I don't think anybody was really interested, I was really happy to let them know and let them know about it. Another thing that I really liked doing was mixing different types of prints together. I was, like, honestly, I would pat myself on the back with my print skills. I would put random prints together and it would come out looking cute. I remember, I don't have a picture of this and I don't know why I didn't take a picture of it when I was home, but basically I made this pillow, and we would just have to get different fabrics for the pillow, and I decided to get different fabrics plus different prints. And I remember going to the store, I think it was like a Joann clerk helping us, and my mom, and I remember my mom and the clerk being like, "Are you sure you want these things?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm sure. It's gonna look cute, just trust me." And it ended up turning out really cute. I still have this pillow till this day, and I really enjoyed it. I have so many other random things, like we made pillows, we made the burrito pillows. What else did we make? We made a huge stuffed animal that my dog loves to lay on. We made so much stuff, and I also have some stuff. We made aprons. We made aprons for Father's Day. I took classes at Joann from 3rd or 4th grade till 5th grade, and one of the reason why I stopped taking classes there was because they canceled classes. It was only about two of us that always were in the class, so I think they kind of got tired, and also my instructor, I believe, was moving at the time. But it was really fun. I still remember my I guess co-sewist name, and we just had fun in the class. And I guess she had an advantage because her grandma knew how to sew, but I was still good. I was still a good sewist, and I just really enjoyed the process of making things, turning fabric into fashion, and just turning fabric into stuffed animals and pillows and just random cool things. I really enjoyed that process, and that's the process that I like today too. So from 6th grade to, I believe, my junior year of college, the winter of my junior year in college, I didn't sew. Sewing kind of drifted away from me, and I got caught up in other things such as band and basketball and just random sports that I played throughout those times. I got back into sewing. So I got back into sewing basically because I felt like I lost myself. I was really down, and I wanted to do something that defined me, or once defined me, that I really liked. And sports, those were over. Student council stuff, that was over. I just wanted to do something for me that I could do by myself, and I could enjoy for myself and not with any other person, and that was sewing. So my mom took me to Joann Fabric when I was home my junior year winter break of college, and we went to Joann. I traded in I think at the time I had a Lena, and I moved from a Lena to an Opal. Like I said, I've always had I've always had Viking machines, so I've only used Viking machines up until I moved to San Francisco. I've only used Viking machines, but I still own only Viking machine. I've only bought Viking machines other than my brother's serger. That's the only exception. My junior year, winter of junior year, I did one project, or I completed 2 projects fully. Sorry, it's been a while, but I completed 2 projects fully. I made a pleated skirt for myself, and then I remember my sister, she wanted something, and blah 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 blah. So, but basically I made a pleated skirt. That was the first project that I wanted to do, and I got the pleated skirt tutorial from online, and I got it from a YouTube video, and I made that skirt and I wore it to, where did I wear it? Oh yeah, I wore it bowling with friends, and that was fun. I just really enjoyed making the skirt, going through the process of sewing again, remembering how to sew because it had been a while, and just remembering how to function my machine, which was fun. But I think sewing is something that once you kind of stop doing and you try to get back on, it's kind of easy to pick up after you remember how to correctly sew your machine, like thread your machine and do all these little things. You can easily pick it back up. What else? So yeah, after that, I worked on a few other projects. I remember I went to Hobby Lobby and bought some things with my sister, and then I worked on a pair of pants, and I worked on like a shirt, but I didn't really finish the shirt because I didn't have time. Winter break is so limited, and I was depressed half the time. After winter break, I did not bring my sewing machine back to school because it was too much. It's too big to fly back with, and I didn't have the space to hold my machine and all of my stuff, and I really don't have time. I was studying engineering at the time, and I was like really in my books or really doing other things, and sewing, it would have been a lot, and I wouldn't have used it. And I was also into hair at the time, so I was like obsessed with everything hair, so that was also taking a lot of my time. So after that, I didn't sew until winter of my senior year, and I just brought out my sewing machine for a very different purpose. I was kind of bored. I wanted to make corduroy skirt, and I knew that I could make it, so I wanted to try, and I did. And I did this completely from hand drafting, didn't use any tools, and it could have been better, but I was really proud with what I did. I made some buttonholes, I did everything that I needed to make this skirt happen, and that's probably the first time when I introduced you all, or my Instagram followers at the time, to sewing, or let them know that yes, I do know how to sew, and yes, it's something that I've always known how to do. I remember I had my Instagram series, me, myself, and my machine, and it was like me, myself, and my girl Opal, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that process. And then after, I didn't touch my machine again. I was like kind of go in phases. So that was winter senior year, and I didn't touch my machine again until I graduated May 2017, and pretty much I've been sewing ever since. And I love it. It's so much fun. I remember I went to Thailand and I wanted to go to the fabric stores, and my dad let me go to the fabric stores. One last thing that I would like to say is that if you ever have something that you like to do, I definitely would recommend that you go for it. Sewing is not a very common hobby for people of my age, but it's something that I really like to do. Whenever I tell people that I sew, people really always think that I sew curtains and like that's what I enjoy doing, and I'd be like, no, like I made this shirt. This is the type of sewing that I do. I didn't make this shirt, but like I show them this is the type of sewing that I do, or show them a picture. And yeah, just embrace the things that you enjoy in life. And I think that's pretty much the moral of the story. I really liked sewing. I fell off of sewing. I got back because I was trying to find who I was, and I would definitely say that sewing is a part of my identity. It's not just, I like sewing because, not just because it's fun, like it's good self-care, but because I know how to sew, I can curate clothes in my closet, and I can make things for my body type, and I can do anything, you know. I feel like because I know how to sew, I can like taste the world, and I can change the world, and who knows, maybe like through sewing I can. And yeah, it's just something that I really enjoy doing, and I really like it. And that's why I'm sharing it with you all today. I'm sharing my journey with you all today because I didn't have a very traditional journey into sewing, and I guess I didn't necessarily have traditional reasons to get back into sewing, but I'm glad that I did get back into something that I loved when I was younger, and continue to do. I don't sew my 9 to 5, but I do sew quite often. I make probably about 1 or 2 things a week, which is quite a lot, but it's something that I do. It's something that I need to do for my own self, and I love it. But that's about it. Thank you all for watching this video. It was just me talking very untraditionally, but I really hope you enjoyed it. I want to give a huge shout out to this person right here. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and I really appreciate your comments. And if you're interested in just keeping up with me in general, feel free to follow me on my social medias right here. I'm always on Instagram. I'm always pinning on Pinterest. And I always also post on Facebook if you're not a part of any of those things. Again, if you're watching me, feel free to subscribe right here. And that's about it. Again, it's very untraditional. Hopefully the sound is good. iPhone gods, please tell me that the sound is good. And I'll catch you all on my next video. Bye.